Good evening. It's great to see everyone here. We have this festival once a year. The last time we did it, it was the kickoff for the capital campaign. So I appreciate you all being here as supporters of the school. Come on in, Dr. Brown. No problem. First, let me take this opportunity to thank the people who put this together, because I frequently forget to do that. Nancy Jones, Wanda Mock, Jessica Lowe, Harvey Wilson, and the Office of Development and Alumni Affairs. We have some new people in there. Here comes Nancy, and it's just been a pleasure to deal with them as we've entered into this capital campaign with the rest of the university. Welcome to all our friends, alumni, benefactors, faculty, students, and staff who make the Harvard School of Dental Medicine such a special place. We gather here in the early stages of a successful capital campaign that helps us sustain our core principle that dentistry is a branch of medicine. In 2.5 years, we will celebrate the 150th anniversary of the big idea that dental education be part of the university and medical education. That is amazing and worthy of celebration. We will do that celebrating with style, grace, and the realization that all we have done rests on the shoulders of our predecessors. We will document that in a 3rd edition of the history of the Harvard School of Dental Medicine, entitled Phase 3 in the Development of a University Dental School. Committees spend too much time drafting, wordsmithing, and redrafting vision statements, mission statements, value statements, purpose statements, aspiration statements, and so on. They spend nowhere near enough time trying to align their organizations with the values and visions already in place. Our latest mission statement declares our desire to develop and foster a community of global leaders dedicated to improving human health by integrating dentistry and medicine at the forefront of education, research, and patient care. Our current vision is to transform dentistry by removing the distinction between oral and systemic health, and modifies our previous vision to set the standard of excellence in dental education, research, and practice, and define the future of the field. Clearly, integration of oral health and general health is the common theme. Vision is one of the least understood and most overused terms in our language. Vision is simply a combination of 3 basic elements, and I call upon my fascination with Jim Collins, a noted business consultant in this. The basic elements are an organization's fundamental reason for existence beyond just making money or profit, its timeless, unchanging core values, and 3 huge and audacious but ultimately achievable aspirations for its own future. Collins calls these BHAGs, or big, hairy, audacious goals. Of these, the most important to great enduring organizations are its enduring values. Okay, all fine and good to understand the basic concept of vision, but there is a big difference between being an organization with a vision statement and becoming a truly visionary organization. In fact, if you were in the lobby and looked to your left as you came through the revolving doors, there's a statue ahead of Dr. Guise, a biochemist at Columbia University in the early 1900s, who was the instigator and doer of the Guise Report, a report that changed dental education in the United States. And in fact, this institution received one of the very first Guise Awards for vision in dental education. So, The difference lies in creating alignment. Alignment to preserve an organization's core values, to reinforce its purpose, and to stimulate continued progress towards its aspirations. When you have superb alignment, a visitor can drop into your organization from another planet and infer the vision without having to read it on paper. And I often hear that comment made when visitors talk to our students who promote the kind of dental education they've had along with their medical colleagues. But tonight, by way of introduction and in consideration of our exciting speaker, Tony Wagner, I would like to highlight two seemingly paradoxical innovative ideas. First, I invite you to visit our new digital dental laboratory, and I know a bunch of you did. Students now learn to treatment plan and carry out procedures using computer-assisted design and digital printing. This is the logical extension of the digitization of our world. Another of the many trends in oral health care is the aging of the population. There is also increasing evidence based upon economic data that attention to oral health improves general health, especially chronic diseases, and reduces overall medical costs. In the publications you received tonight, you can read of our efforts into integration of oral health in primary care that kicked off with a wonderful leadership forum last October, supported and instigated by my Dean's Advisory Board, many of whom are here tonight. Simultaneously with the digital innovation as we plan and implement the new curriculum, still integrated with the Harvard Medical School, 1 day a week will be devoted to primary care medicine and oral health. We will have a session here in the Dental Center devoted to this activity and are working on establishing a primary care medical practice here where physicians, dentists, nurses, dental students, medical students, and others will provide the best in overall health care. At 2 o'clock today, we met with the leadership of the Harvard Primary Care Center to move this forward, and there were some wonderful ideas proposed. In the new academic year, we hope to start a program supported by a HRSA grant in which nurse practitioner students from Northeastern University and dental students will have an interprofessional educational and practice opportunity in the teaching clinics. After review of that, one of the problems is that there needs to be a medical director for that. And since I have a medical degree, I'm the medical director. I haven't thought of the implications of that. These transformative efforts seek to align our educational efforts with practice of the future based upon sound research and extend what we consider to be our role as an academic oral health center. We live the triple mission of clinical care, research, and education, and add the dimensions recently brought to the fore for academic health centers, the dimensions of health, innovation, community, and policy. You, our supporters, will ensure that we reach our goals in support of the best and brightest students through scholarships and outstanding faculty who challenge our students every day and provide answers to some of the more perplexing issues in science, public health, and practice. Thank you very much. Thank you for all you do. Let me at this time recognize one of those major supporters, Straumann USA, represented by Adam Daly, Vice President of Legal and Regulatory Affairs and the Regional Counsel for the company. Adam? And Nancy has a presentation. Thank you.
So Adam, on behalf of Harvard School of Dental Medicine, we'd like to present you this token of our appreciation for being our Corporate Donor of the Year and for your tremendous support and pledge of $250,000. Thank you.
Oh, ran out of sugar.
The plaques are ready.
Thank you. I told Adam the story that a few years ago when Straumann opened their implant facility in Andover, Massachusetts, I was invited to be on the program of the groundbreaking or whatever it was. And present were myself, Mitt Romney, who was governor of Massachusetts at the time, the president of Switzerland, and the CEO of the International Straumann Company. And the one thing that was sure was I was the shortest person on the platform. But I always remember, and Mitt has forgiven me for telling this story, that Mitt Romney got up there and said, "This facility is so important to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts that I've instructed every member of my staff to have a tooth removed and replaced with a Straumann implant." That's a politician. So, let me call on Wanda Mock with some special tributes. Wanda, you here? Yes.
I want to welcome everyone and thank you for attending this year's appreciation dinner, a dinner that's by its name indicates the school's appreciation for the financial assistance you give to assist HSDM in remaining true to its mission. This evening, we have a couple of people that I would like to bring to your attention. The first is Ms. Anita Keef. Anita lives in Connecticut. She is not an alumna, nor a former faculty or staff, yet she contributed the Norwal tusk, which is mounted on the wall, as you enter the reception area. Anita says the tusk belonged to her former father-in-law. She doesn't know how or when he acquired it, but it had been in his home for many years. When he passed away at the age of 88 in the early part of this century, she ended up with it and had it hanging on her wall at her home. As she continued to look at it, she said she felt a strange feeling of sadness for the once beautiful creature to which it belonged and decided to donate it to a place where it would be appreciated so this animal would not have died in vain. A friend at the Connecticut Norwalk Aquarium suggested that she talked with Dr. Martin Nuia of HSDM about giving the tusk to the school as a permanent home. And permanent home it now has. Thank you, Anita. To quote from Dr. Martin Nuia's book, Norwal Tusk Discoveries, extraordinary is the word most often used to describe the Arctic marine mammal, narwhal. Inspiring the legend of the unicorn, the adult narwhal whale may weigh 1,600 pounds, be 15 feet long, and have a tusk of 7.5 feet or longer, and is possibly the most fascinating tooth organ system on the planet. The tusk erupts in the upper jaw and protrudes through the lip. Why a country dentist of Sharon, Connecticut traveled 2,500 miles due north to study this whale, you need to understand just how unusual and magnificent the narwhal and its extraordinary tusk are. But that's another story. Martin is a clinical instructor in the Department of Restorative Dentistry and Biomaterial Sciences and principal investigator of the narwhal tusk research. He led a team on 12 high Arctic expeditions and a 15-year study, which resulted in the discovery of the sensory function and anatomic classification for the narwhal tusk. Dr. Nuia, thank you for coming this evening. Another person that I would like to bring to your attention is unable to be with us this evening. The school has moved beyond its halfway mark in its $8 million campaign, and Sizaburo Sakamoto's contributions to the school made this possible and will continue to influence generations of DMD students. Doctors Masako and Shizaburo Sakamoto came to HSDM from Tokyo. Neither were Harvard graduates. They were husband and wife research team, collaborators, who studied connective tissue metabolism and bone reabsorption in the attempt to halt its pathological process. In the late 70s, they published that osteoblast, not osteoclast, produced the release and action of collagenase. And I didn't pronounce that right, did I, Bjorn? Though now accepted, this discovery at the time was a controversial issue. Shizaburo was a renowned investigator at HSDM for more than 22 years, becoming an associate professor in oral biology in 1983. In 1979, the couple built a house at Chestnut Hill. Fond of New England, they never sold their home when they returned to Tokyo in 1991. Masako passed away in 2004. Then in 2012, more than a decade after leaving the US, Shizaburo returned to his home in Chestnut Hill to enjoy a life of solitude. But he said he found the home too much for his old bones to maintain alone, unquote. Last year, the home Shizaburo and his wife had owned together was sold. He contributed the capital gains from the sale to HSDM in memory of his wife and lifelong love. Shizaburo's cash gift to the school amounted to more than $536,000. Most of it he established the Masako and Shizaburo Sakamoto DMD Scholarship. Shizaburo said, "My wish is to keep the name Masako Sakamoto in oral health education at HSDM by this endowment donation." The income earned from Sakamoto's scholarship endowment will be one of the largest scholarships awarded at HSDM. Harvard alumnus Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be." The HSDM community is most appreciative of Shizaburo Sakamoto, Anita Keef, and Martin Noia because they have decided to be people participating in the mission of this school. And finally, I hate to put a little dimmer on this joyous occasion, but for those of you who may not know, Dr. Walter Korelnik, DMD 44, was to be in attendance tonight, but he is in the hospital. I know I speak for everyone in saying that our thoughts and prayers are with him. Thank you.